please welcome Grammy, Golden Globe, Oscar winner, Common.
How's everybody feeling, Denver? I want to thank God for being in this moment right now here in Denver, Colorado. It's an honor to be here on Oprah's journey of wellness, because I've been thinking about my word lately for 2020, but I have a hard time making up my mind. I'm a Pisces. I kind of really back and forth. But one of the words that I chose that's most powerful in my life is love. And I wanted to share that with you all in my journey in discovering love. It was 2 a.m. in the morning and my phone was ringing. Now when your phone rings in the middle of the night, that's a scary feeling. Or, I mean, it could be a good thing if it's the person you want. But I saw that it was my daughter, Omoye, so my heart jumped because she never regularly calls me in the middle of the night. So I immediately wondered, what's going on? Is she all right? I answered the phone, and after a brief conversation, I could hear that she was having a good time. She was in college, she had been drinking, she was talking to me just about general things. Well, I said, Omoye, I have to get up early in the morning, I'm starting a new film in the morning, so can we talk tomorrow? 3 minutes later, my phone rang again. It was Omoye, and I picked up and she said, Dad, you don't even care. You didn't ask if I was okay. You didn't see where I was. I was taken aback because I didn't know where this was coming from. But me knowing that she had been drinking, I said, Omoye, we should talk about this tomorrow. And we did. We talked about it the next day. And then when she came home from school 2 weeks later, we talked about it face to face. And what Omoye told me was that she felt like at times I wasn't a good father. That I hadn't been there for her at times. That I had been on the road too much. She felt at one point that I didn't want to pay for her to take her SAT exams. I initially felt defensive, like, you really think that I wouldn't pay for you to take your SAT exams? I couldn't believe it. I was hurt. I was angry. And I just wanted her to finish her talk so that I can explain to her why I was a good father. But something struck me. Something struck me because this was my daughter that I love. So in this moment, I realized the only thing that I could do to show her that I love her was to listen to her. To listen. And in that moment, I started to recognize that true love is an action word. And as much as I wanted to say, you know I love you, and I've always loved you, and I never did anything to show you that I didn't love you, I had to let love have the last word. And by doing that, that was listening. It made me think about how I love. And if I'm really loving with intention, and if I'm loving with actions that accompany that intention, and because love is my word, I thought about where in my life I've been loving the best and where I failed in expressing love. Now, one of the first places I found love was in writing. Writing, I love writing. And it made me reflect on what footprints I want to leave on this planet. Walking with the Lord, I see footprints. My mama always told me use my good sense. Common always looking for the good sense, since we all got good in our essence. In the hood sense, we all good anyway. That's why you always hear another dollar, another day. I see the day as a new beginning, movement of the people, movement of the women, to get the earth spinning in the right direct. This movie of life sometimes might project act scenes that don't seem serene. I like Palo Santo, put on Love Supreme, and get into the being of the great I am. That's when I get to seeing just how great I am. Many, many times from mistakes I ran, but I'm just a cake, let me bake, goddamn. I pray I don't forsake my man, and whenever I fall, on faith I land. Imperfections, resurrections, in the mirror staring at God's reflection, reflecting on my aggressions, on my progressions, on my obsessions. There's a lesson in not feeling less than and seeing life itself as a blessing. Now, one of the greatest blessings we have in life is love. And in order to look at this journey in a holistic way, I had to not only look at the places where I found love and the things that I did love, but I had to look at where I failed in love. And one of the places that I found that I failed in love was actually loving myself. And I found that, it's funny because I found that through a breakup. It's like I had popularity and recognition, and I received awards as an artist, but that didn't truly mean that I was loving myself. And I really did learn that through a breakup. This breakup was a tough breakup for me. It was one of those breakups where you're going through it and you could barely eat. Any of y'all been through that before? Where that's all you could do is think about that person. And your focus is on that person of like, oh, that person was so intelligent, so talented, so gifted. And you create all these things about the breakup, about how wonderful the other person is. But what about you? And the more and more I started to ask, what about me? The more I started to do things to work on myself. The more I started understanding I had to love myself better. And some of these things started with building a relationship with God. Not something that someone told me about God, but building my own relationship with the Creator, the God that exists in us all. Now, another step that I found was what Jesse talked about, mindfulness. I happened to be going on a mindfulness retreat, and I had never participated in this, but my team set up a mindfulness retreat. And we did all these different things. We did mindful eating, we did a mindful walk. It was so powerful. And we also did these mindful practices about breathing. And one of the techniques was to put our heart over our hand and put our hand on our stomach and just take a breath and close our eyes. And as I did it, I started to feel this vibration in myself, and I started to get teary-eyed. And I realized, as much as I wanted to be an activist and go out and do for the world, there's no activism without self-activism. And the third component that I learned on this journey of self-love was therapy. Now, as a black man, we don't talk about therapy too much in the African American community. It's something that we consider taboo in many ways. In fact, when I told my mom that I was going to therapy, she was like, nah, we don't really do that. She said, go to God. I said, well, God is working through the therapist, Mom. I didn't know how beneficial therapy would be, but it allowed me to heal some of the issues and things that I had inherited. Some of the generational curses and trauma. It helped me heal the relationship with my father, which actually gave me an opportunity to help heal the relationship with my daughter, Amoye. So we had our own therapy session together so that we could discover these wounds together, figure out how to solve these wounds together, and also eventually stop that cycle. I'm here to stop the cycle. So I believe in 2020 with the vision that Oprah is sharing with you all and with us, we got to go forward with new ways of transformation. And part of that transformation is new ways of thinking, new ways of being open, new ways. The jubilee of a newer me, giving my enemies something new to see. my community, they be fueling me. In the struggle of us, there's a unity. The moral universe, stay schooling me. Will the King of Kings really rule in me? I'm an instrument, stay in tune with me. This orchestrated by Kareem Samore, boom in me. If Agape had a Cupid, she'd be shooting me. This rap here is fear's eulogy. Escape rooms with glasses of wine, just another crutch for my brokenness. A term that I got from my therapist. As a black man, I feel I should be sharing this. In the hood, they say we crazy and we derelicts, but we need it for our kids and our marriages. Though some folks say we don't do that, but taking care of self is the new black. Unconditional ways, meditation, mindfulness, it's just giving the praise. I'm in a phase, all I see is victory. You on that wave, then come and get with me. I only want what's meant for me, and say the things that's sent to me. In penitentiaries, I met the most enlightened. Finding the lost is heaven's excitement. I write with the force of a kid that wanted to be in the source, but that changed the course. I maintained the sauce and became a boss. I apologize if I came across as judgmental or self-righteous, cause in you, I see his likeness. And for all tonight, Denver, all today, all this morning that you heard, I wanna let you know to let love have the last word.